Hello, folks, and welcome back to the Average Movie Review Podcast. I just finished watching episodes 1, 2, and 3 of X-Men 97, and I gotta say, they came back with a bang, bro. This is, honestly, I've been waiting for this for a whole year or 2 years. I don't even remember when the last season came out, and uh, they haven't disappointed, and I really hope they stick to the plan of releasing this every year because this show is just absolutely fucking amazing. Um, Episode 1 just dives right into the X-Men, one part of the X-Men team, which is the ones that went to the future from season 1. So that was Scott, Jean, Storm, Morph, and Wolverine. Going to the future and seeing what the future holds for with Apocalypse in it, and then on top of that, they get to see their son Summers, who turns into, or Nathan, who turns into Cable. We get to see them fighting. Basically, they've been there for months. Ford shows up, where Forge goes to the future and Bishop goes to the past to get the team from the past. And the first episode was a banger, bro. Just seeing Scott do his shit, the lasers, everything, the optics, all of that. Jean using her telekinesis power, Wolverine going off, even though he doesn't even have adamantium on him. Poor guy had it completely removed, and he's just running with his bones. Like, you even get to see a scene where he kind of punches a robot and the bones break, but he still continues to fight. Morph giving us a little bit of a Thor throwback and all of that. Storm completing, basically being the goddess that she is, taking on the power. We see Ascani's true identity in the sense of what she did and what her main plan was, and how she transported them through time, one to the future, one to the past, hoping that if the future fails, at least the past will succeed. If the past fails, at least the future will succeed. We get to see Apocalypse in the future. He's weak. He is not who he is. We got to see his four horsemen's. I have no idea who those guys were. Not a single clue of any of those characters, but they were pretty cool to see. We got to see Ozymandias, who I thought was Thing, which was pretty cool. But yeah, pretty cool stuff. And yeah, we get to see all of that, and that was absolutely incredible to watch. Forge succeeds in his mission, and then Ascani. Well, that's all we get to really see. That they're able to defeat Apocalypse. Nathan comes to, I guess, the realization of his true powers and what he's capable of, which was, again, pretty sick to watch. All of that whole thing, and then it kind of ends there, and we don't really get to see if they get to go back in time or not, or go back to the 1990s. But we do see that Apocalypse is going to the 1990s to kill them and to end them, so that he knows that that's where they are at their weakest. And then we get to see Cable in the present. It's very confusing, but in the present, with Psylocke and Archangel looking for Apocalypse in the present in the 1990s, while trying to recruit Jubilee and Sunspot, which is episode 2. Honestly, episode 2 was so much fun to watch, and just seeing Jubilee on screen again made me miss her so much, because I grew up watching the original X-Men 97, and I always thought growing up that, oh, Jubilee was part of the team, but then when the movies came out and when the live action started coming out, they kind of put her on the side and they kind of got rid of her, and I was very sad about that because I really enjoyed her character. I thought she was so cool, and giving her a full episode of just her using her powers to kick ass, best decision they ever made. Absolutely enjoyed it. They pretty much, and then they introduced the X-Force, then they introduced the X, whatever those guys are called. I can't remember their names. X, what is it? X something, bro. What the hell are they called? Yeah, something X anyway. Whatever they're called. Yeah. So that has Polaris and Scott's brother, who I can't remember for the life of me right now at this current moment. But yeah, leading the team, and a bunch of other X-Men as Multiple Man and stuff like that. Basically the government puppets working for the government, trying to, round up all mutants and humans and whatnot that are defying the government, as the X-Men are gone now. And then Jubilee joining the X-Force and whatnot, and then still staying true to who she is, and which is being an X-Men and whatnot, and trying to show Cable a better way of, handling the situation while they're hunting down one of what's his name, Apocalypse's men's things. Yeah. So again, great episode. Really enjoyed it. I thought it was awesome. We got to see Jubilee use her full force and do everything she loves to do. Honestly, badass episode. I absolutely loved it. And then episode 3 is Rise of Apocalypse. Where we get to see the team in the past, which consists of Rogue, Magneto, Professor X, Beast, and Nightcrawler, where Magneto's kind of become a mentor for En Sabanur, and we get to see our first look at Rama-Tut, who I believe will obviously is Kang, as we already know, but I also believe that Kang will be the big bad baddie for this season, which is kind of hinted in the vision that Charles sees, or when he's reading the mind of one of Rama-Tut's servants and whatnot. We do get to see that, so I think that would be pretty interesting to see as well. I think that should be a lot of fun. I think Kang is a great villain. I'm super excited to see how they're going to bring that to life, if he is the villain. But whoever they're setting up for the villain seems to be very powerful and seems to know is an all-knowing being. But yeah, that episode, Rise of Apocalypse, was really good because we could see that Magneto is trying to do what he was sent to do, which was try to change the future and try to change Unsabanur. But the reality is who he is who he is, and he will always go down that path no matter what, which is very interesting to me. I find that very interesting because in the sense that, like, you would think that maybe something could change him, but he is just set in stone no matter what. In every timeline, he is bad. So I like how they stuck with that. Like, no matter what they do, they can't change him, right? He feels like he's been deceived by Magneto when he finds their technology and whatnot, and he thinks that Magneto's lied to him, and Magneto's been trying to protect him and try to change him. But the reality is, I think Magneto comes to the reality that you can't change a man like that, right? He is always going to be who he's going to be. And Charles tried to explain that to Magneto, but he didn't understand, right? But we see Bishop making it to them right in the nick of time while they're fighting Apocalypse, and then the episode ends with a big blast from Rama-Tut's, I guess, future machine or whatever, and we don't know if they made it out or if they did. But we also do know that the future team did make it back to the 1990s, and they're waiting for the past team to arrive as well. So I assume that past team will probably make it, but we'll see how it goes. But yeah, we did get to see Emma Frost in episode 2, which was really cool. She's just herself, completely carefree, doesn't give a shit, does whatever she wants. And we do get to see a little bit of Gambit, most likely, who Apocalypse is now turning into one of his horsemen, as we already know at the post-credit scene of season 1, where he was picked up by Apocalypse to become one of his horsemen. So overall, buddy, they're starting off strong. I know this is going to be a banger season. I don't care what anyone says. This show is absolutely phenomenal. If you are not watching the show, you are missing out. You are a loser. So get on this shit. Watch season 1. Hell, watch every episode of the show and then get to the new seasons. But this show is just absolutely amazing, and I am enjoying every single second of it. I'd love to hear from you guys how you guys are liking it or not. So let me know in the comment section below, and have a good one, guys. Bye.